Hey, everybody. Wanted to share something that I wish I had known when I was younger. I didn't always know what needed to happen or the details around how to get something done, but I did always know that everything is figure outable. And I still say that today, and my kids know that I often say, give me a minute, we'll figure it out. Like everything is figure outable. Somebody out there has the information and the knowledge. There's a way for us to access it. We just have to take a minute and figure out where to go to get the right information at the time. So the same is true for communication teams that are currently experiencing lots of upheaval, potentially losing top-level leaders, teams that are much more junior and don't necessarily have the life experience to accompany big organizational changes. So what do you do during those scenarios? How do you develop those team members when there isn't a senior communication person around anymore? And the people who are around might be great at HR, they might be great at marketing, they might be great at a whole lot of things, but they're not necessarily senior communication experts. So here's something I would recommend that you consider. If and when you know there's big changes coming, leverage the people both in your industry and around you in other similar circumstances to lean into the expertise that's available, even if they're not in your four walls. Now, I know lots of executives have access to other executives that work in their field. So lots of HR leaders go to HR conferences. Lots of marketing people go to different marketing events and networking events, and they run across people who have levels of expertise and have access to people that you might not have access to, again, in your organization. Lean into them. Ask how they handled things. Ask if they have somebody on staff that would be willing to mentor or walk beside the people that are trying to implement these changes or these big sweeping updates, so that they have a sounding board and they have someone that's been through it before that can walk them through the process a little bit. I do think this is happening a lot more. I've seen a bunch of postings for senior communication leaders, but I've also seen the salaries around those senior leader roles. And I can see why they're taking a lot longer to fill. People need to make a living, and people often can't take huge pay cuts to come and do as much or more work than they were doing for a lot more money with a lesser title at their previous role. And I've also seen lots of organizations getting rid of senior level people, trying to sort of flatten out organizations as they retire or as they move on. They don't necessarily replace them. And while they might promote someone with responsibility and even a salary bump, they're not replacing that entire salary. So there's a couple things you can do. And I've talked about these things in the past, but one of the things is to leverage those organizations around you. And another is to bring in outside help to be a guide on the side. Bring in someone with expertise and see if you can talk about a coaching package that isn't necessarily development coaching, but it is helping to bring a junior member along when there's not necessarily a senior member to share and impart their wisdom in communication, in change management, in areas where there's a big upgrade or update happening. Someone like me can come in and work with your team and let them do the legwork, and it'll be a lot cheaper for you than it will be to A, hire someone and pay them their salary and benefits, B, pay someone to come in and do it for you, and C, it will allow your team to continue to develop their skills. And we all know that people tend to stick around and do better when they're challenged, when they get to do that next level work. And if they've got a mentor or someone that can be helpful along the way, isn't that even better? So, if you're interested in setting something like this up, or if I can be helpful, my discovery calls are always free, and I am more than happy to sit down and talk about what you've got going on. And we may just walk away and I'll give you some thoughts or ideas, and you take it and run with it. Or maybe we end up being able to work together. Either way, I'm happy to have the conversation. So, if you're looking for a little help during times of change, you know where to find me. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.